MNC, it's MNC. He gon' rack it up, get your game on, and he gon' bag it up. Y'all know what mooch on, mooch and crap, mooch and crap, mooch and crap, mooch and crap. It's that time to get ready for the MNC show. Grab your coffee or your liquor, cause we ready to roll. They talking games, plus some gadgets, and you already know. Dial that number, leave them questions, and away they go. Be a pony or a bot, the truth be it don't matter. We just gamers talking games, not those drama queens matters. So let's talk about gaming, news, leaks, and reviews. This a fan show on whatever topic y'all choose. True Xbox fans, and y'all know we bleed green. Yet we got every console we can play, everything. Got that Forza, got that Halo, got that Fallout, got that Kratos, got that Zelda, got that Spidey, got that AC, got it Ike, mooch and crap. And crap, mooch and crap, mooch and crap. We just talking about games, no drama. That's how we do. MMC stays a show just for the people. Nostalgia is a hell of a drug to be a fiend to. Gaming is the #1 hobby we all keen to. Mooch and crap, bringing gaming opinions and facts. MMC is back on the map. It's the best for show, and that's that. It's MNC, it's MNC, it's mooch and crap. It's mooch and crap. MMC is back. MNC is back. It's back. It's back. And y'all already know.
Welcome to the MNC show, and we are live.
Woo! 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 Yeah! Woo! 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 Man! Woo! Yeah! Let's go. Yeah, here we are. We're live at the MNC show. I forgot I was on my channel. I was waiting for Moosh to chime in. I was like, oh, damn.
That's what I figured. I said, he's got this thing on mute already.
I was like, yeah, I got myself muted. I was going to go ahead and do that. Oh, see, Sully's got his little producer credit there. It's not full. It's not in the screen, though, Sully.
Yeah,
it's off to the side. It's like,
I got to fix it.
I never noticed
one of those
that
days.
before.
Yeah.
So as you guys all come in, please hit the like button, share it out. What a time, man! We're getting closer to the holidays.
Yes.
We got if you're in the U.S., obviously Thanksgiving coming up and stuff like that. Very nice to see everybody to come out today. What's up, TLR9? What's up, everybody? I see 9 lives and a lot of cool people in the chat. Share it out, all that kind of good stuff. Subscribe if you haven't already done so. And I want to say congrats to Mooch. He's got over 9,000. Over 9,000.
It took a while. Over 9,000.
It did. I mean, look.
Exclusive.
Look, you can't really. Well, one of the things is, it's tough going nowadays on YouTube.
It's not easy, crap.
It is. It's not easy. It's not easy. And for you to finally get there, man, congrats.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
It's been a long journey, but hey, you definitely deserve
one
it.
One large step for Mooch kind. It's fantastic.
Yes, it's great, man. So that's really, really exciting. And you know what? The amount of news and stuff coming out obviously is something that a lot of people are talking about right now. Obviously, with the failure of Stadia.
Went there, right?
You know what I'm gonna do? Listen, guys, just so you guys know, I'm gonna pull a Rocky Balboa during this episode. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna let Crap go off and get completely exhausted. And then when he's done, I'm going to win the 12th round. So go ahead, Crap. You unload. I'm going to pull a Balboa over here. I'm going to be over here jumping rope.
Hey, Adrian.
Adrian.
Hey. Mary. I was watching that movie the other night. Mary.
Every time a bell rings, Mary.
I love that movie, though. It's my favorite movie. So, listen, I got to say, look, from what I've seen, it doesn't look like Stadia is gonna be a big thing. I mean, people are trying it, and I think
big.
Yeah, and that's what people. I'm not gonna knock that part of it. Like, people obviously that like to try new things are gonna try that out, and then we'll have to see what happens after that. Is it something that people are actually gonna stick with over their consoles, or are they gonna, obviously, Google wants people to use this as an alternative to consoles. So they want people to use it more than just that,
Crap,
that vacation week or whatever, And
shout out to Halvar. He said, I just subbed you, Mooch. Thank you very much. But listen, I want to say something real quick, Crap.
He should do a Stadia review on his channel if he was smart.
I'm going to next week. I am.
Yeah.
But, Crap, I do want to ask you a question, though.
Yeah,
I agree with you. I think that, the statement you just made was Google wants Stadia to replace or be a replacement for one of your consoles moving forward. But then I'm reading multiple articles that are saying that behind the scenes, Google really doesn't care. They're doing this. They're doing Stadia and promoting Stadia in order to really, how do I put this the right way? Enhance and boost YouTube. Okay, because now there's YouTube TV. Then they're going to have YouTube
they have that
game,
platform.
right?
Yeah,
and they have gaming, right?
Yeah.
So what I'm saying to you is that even though you're saying it that way, what I'm wondering is how much of that is actually true? How much is it that they're trying to get into the Microsoft and Sony pocket, or are they really just trying to have another avenue here to build up YouTube? And that's where there's a lot of unknowns here. There's a lot of unknowns. And listen, well, here's the other question I have for you. I want to ask you this question. So when we're talking about products, okay, I don't care if we're talking about cola or we're talking about jeans or sneakers. Right, absolutely, right? Yeah. So now if you say Coca-Cola and Pepsi, like both of those are pretty top tier, right, Crap? So you're like, well, but let's be honest, and let's put personal preference aside, okay, for the conversation. Would you agree with me that Coca-Cola probably is the number one in the United States?
Yeah, I mean, look, it's like McDonald's.
Probably worldwide, actually.
Yeah, I mean, like Coke and McDonald's, those are like the number one things as opposed to Burger King and Pepsi, kind of like the B things. But, the B things do pretty good. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. This is my point. So now follow me on this thought line. Right now, okay, you're thinking consoles. If you're thinking consoles and current libraries, Xbox and Sony, they've got that market corner. They're the Coca-Cola of that, okay? What I'm saying to you, though, in streaming, and only streaming, right?
Yeah.
I think that what you have right now is you have XCloud, and that's it, right? So Stadia says, well, wait a minute. Okay, you need to be a certain type of company with a certain type of infrastructure. No, what I'm saying is, but go ahead.
Silverback says, love your content, but streaming is the future. Crap. I disagree. I don't think streaming is the future.
Well, there you go, Silverback. But you know
what's funny? You know what's funny though? You know what's funny is people like say that they don't want that though, but they say it like we have no choice in it. We as consumers ultimately 100%
absolutely
have that choice. If you don't want that, then you can choose not to use it and just continue buying consoles. And
but I want to get back to my question, Crap, and then I'll let you go from there because I really do want your
bill.
No, it's fine. No, interrupt anytime you want for the bill. Absolutely. Yeah. But what I'm saying to you is, there's no way. Would we at least agree on this for a standing point? There's no way that XCloud will be the only streaming option for gamers. There has to be a competitor.
Yeah,
every product has a competitor, right?
I don't even think XCloud is going to be a big thing, to be honest with you, because like Matt Priscatella said, you can have great tech and all this stuff, but if you don't have the content, then it doesn't really matter. Right. So like I kind of live by that. Right. I said, watch, Microsoft is putting all this tech and time and effort into XCloud, into streaming. But if Sony ever did it on a competent server, they have the better games.
Absolutely.
People would rather use Sony streaming service than Microsoft.
I have to agree with you.
Yeah, that's what I always said. Buck Rogers says Xbox is RC Cola. I forgot all about that stuff. To be honest with you. Royal Crown Cola.
You know what? Shout out to Buck Roger with that thought, but that's what he's taking it and he went a little further and he put a little comic twist on it. But Xbox had a pretty rough generation this generation, right? I think me and you know that better than most, right?
Yeah.
So that's
not that we didn't like Xbox or
not at all.
We didn't give it a chance. I think that it's just like at a certain point.
And I'm just saying it had a rough go. I'm not.
They with the exclusives for sure.
They're doing fine as far as financials, right? But this all proves my point. So anybody that says, Stadia is dead, I just say to you, when you only have XCloud and Stadia in the streaming space, now Stadia needs to do what? They need to expand their store. They need to get exclusive games on their platform. If they do not, Crap, then I'm going to ride with you here, okay? You cannot keep putting up games that are old on. That's not going to fly. Yeah. But you
got to have your games day and date when they release too. At some point, right?
That's not even negotiable.
Yeah, you got to have that. You can't be having people wait 6 months to play the top tier.
But here's the thing: you've got XCloud right now. Everybody's pom-pomming XCloud, and
not
that's
me.
fine.
I played that.
No, I know you're not.
It's terrible.
I like XCloud.
But that's fine. No.
Hey, you like Bard's Tale 4 and
boo this man.
Hey! I think the situation here, and
Sully
it's
likes
fine.
gasoline on toast. Come on.
I think XCloud is doing what it's supposed to do. That's fine. We'll get into your experience in a bit, Crap, because I do want to hear your experience. Because you're the only. I'm still waiting to get the email if I'm in the beta or gamma or whatever they're calling it now. But my point being is that like Stadia right now is in a soft launch. Okay, they've got about 22 games. I played Destiny 2, the Samurai game. You guys know, if anybody's been following Mooch for even more than a half hour, you know I'm not into the fighting games. I don't like Killer Instinct. I don't like Mortal Kombat. I don't like the. I loved them when I was a kid. Not anymore. So the Samurai Showdown that's free as well. That's like a Street Fighter 5. Not my bag. All right, it's just not. So I've been playing a lot more of that, and actually, believe it or not, there's a sale, Crap. Your favorite Tomb Raider, I believe, if I'm not wrong, Crap, which was the definitive edition. Remember when they made that one back in 2013, 2014? That game's like $5 or $10 right now on Stadia. I have it for Xbox. I might pick that up for Stadia just so I can get another aspect of how third-person RPG would feel. But my point being is they need their games day and date. They need to do with the things that you're saying. And no, Fun Creator says, Mooch, going full Stadia. I don't care if Stadia makes it or not. Listen, if you guys bought Anthem this year, okay, and if you guys bought Fallout 76 this year, you've already lost more money than I did with Stadia.
Boo this man. No,
sorry about that selling.
Hey, we working it, dude.
It was $120 to get in on Stadia. It wasn't a pint of blood.
Well, dude, you can get. Did you see the big? Oh man, hey man, my super chat's working. Holy crap!
Chat's working.
I thought it was broken, man.
I thought you disabled it.
Holy crap. T-Rock40 says, I told Crap this earlier. Streaming is like losing your virginity. Fun at first, try it everywhere, but pretty soon you're just okay with the bedroom. Listen, I'm not going to disagree. I think that people that are trying it now, like Mooch has a kick-ass PC, a Xbox One X, a PS4 Pro,
I can't take those three things on the road, Crap.
You can't, but you're playing Stadia at home right now, and I think that within a week, but in a week or two, you'll be back on the consoles playing those games. You know what I mean?
First of all, I'm on the consoles now. The minute we get done with this show, and I get done with a little bit of stuff I got to do around, I'm going right back to Death Stranding.
I agree, man. Death Stranding is.
I'm loving it. 30 hours, Crap. Now, because in the game it tells you. You're probably going, well, how do you know, Mooch? When you get to the part where you drop off every delivery, at the end of it, it gives you your time played. I'm at just over 30 hours now, and I'm still at the tail end of chapter 3. I'm doing every standard. I got to stop doing the standard orders, Crap.
I hear you, man. I hear you because I'm nowhere near as far into it as I'm 15 hours into it, and
Go ahead.
And I think it's such a unique and fun game. But then I'm also playing Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order.
What's your take on that?
I really like it. The only problem that I have, it probably isn't the problem that most people would think, because there's no achievements for harder difficulty. So play it on whatever. If you want a super fucking challenge, then that's there. I just played it on the story mode, and it's like, it's like knocking over cardboard cutouts for the most part. And I love that. You know what I mean? So I'm playing that. And I love it. The only part that I don't like is almost the you don't really know where to go a lot of the times. You know what I mean? Like, it's not a super clear. Sully, did you have that problem with that game? Like,
that is true.
I'm going through the tombs and stuff.
Yeah, it's not really clear on where to go. You just got to memorize where you've been. I don't even look at the map because the map's useless. And
the map is totally useless.
Yeah, it is.
So it's like you just kind of guess. You're like, oh, I've been this way. Well, let me, and so I lose time sort of backtracking and stuff like that. But, I feel like that game is really, really good. They really, really nailed it. I like the story. It makes sense because it takes place.
What do you think of the controls, though, Crap? I'm having a little bit. I guess my only critique right now is
why is there no double jump? That's my main question.
Isn't that one of the powers later on you get?
I don't know. Is it later? Okay, because I don't have it. I don't have that yet. I'm on the planet looking for the tomb. Sully,
I streamed it the other night, Crap, for about 2 hours. I'm only 2 hours in. To Star Wars. I'm actually looking very, very much into playing that game, but I really want to beat Death Stranding first. So I really don't see me getting to Jedi and really attacking it at full speed until December 1st. Into the holidays.
Yeah, I totally understand that. The good news is, like, for the rest of this year, there's nothing else that's coming out that I'm interested in. So I can just focus on playing some of the games that I have. But yeah, I think it's a really good game. It looks great. I'm sort of surprised the way that this is a Respawn game. You know what I mean? It's like it's so good.
Good.
Judah says double jump comes. It's one of the last powers you get. That figures. But I like the little droid. I like being able to customize my lightsaber. It's really cool stuff. I've had to use...
one of the things you do in the game, I believe it's LB you'll hold up and it holds your lightsaber up, and that's how you can refract the it's
also
blaster.
How you see in the dark.
Yes,
right? Like you're in a dark cave just holding LB up, walking around. I'm like, okay. I also like it when you die, you respawn right there. Boom. Like I fall. There's a couple like little puzzle parts where you gotta
fall, yes, but when you die to an enemy, you start like 8 miles behind where you were.
I haven't had any problems. Like the only time that I've died is platforming. Right.
Oh, no.
So
I've died with a couple of the big bosses. And it's like, hey, you know what, Mooch? Here's your ticket back to all the way the hell over there.
Yeah, mine wasn't anything like that because, like I said, I'm not. Again, I probably get crap for it, but I just play it. I want to see the story. It's I'm a Star Wars guy, so
every gamer is their own individual. How you dig it is how you dig it.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So I'm like, I'm happy that they give you the options to play it on different modes or whatever. I think that's really cool. So, I want to see the story. I'm a big Star Wars fan. It takes place between episode 3 and 4. So, like, all the Jedi are being hunted down or whatever. I'm not going to give away much about it, but, it's really well done. I thought they did a fantastic job with it.
I like the story so far.
I think it gives you like 25 gamer score per chapter or whatever. That's right up there with what I like.
Yep.
I think they're doing a really, really good job with that.
Chapters are their crap.
I don't know. Sully would probably know.
Sully, do you know?
I don't know the exact chapters.
Do you know how many roughly? I mean, if you're off by 2, who cares? But is it like 10, 15, 23?
23, 28?
We're talking about Fallen Order, right?
Yeah.
Fallen Order. So I just count the planets. I say 8, 9, maybe 10, maybe.
Oh, okay.
But each planet is pretty big, so there's a lot of.
Can you revisit the planets?
Yeah, you can. Yes, you can.
Right.
Yeah,
that's pretty good. You know what I mean? Oh, dude, you know what, Mooch? I'm seeing all kinds of sales now. Darksiders is only $20 for the Switch.
I know.
There you go, man.
I already got it.
You know what? Like right now, like not to kind of plug this, all right? If you haven't played any PlayStation 4 games this entire generation, the PlayStation 4 hits right now are $9.99 on Amazon for the physical copies. Horizon Zero Dawn, the complete edition, $10. Last of Us remastered, $10. Nathan Drake collection, $10. Infamous Second Son, $10. Until Dawn, $10. Neo, $10. Gran Turismo Sport, $10. Uncharted Lost Legacy, $10. God of War, $10. Like, how can you beat that? You know what I mean?
Where are these sales happening?
This is Amazon Prime right now. Yeah, these are going on.
They're doing
right now,
holiday sale.
Yeah, everybody. They're doing a pre. So is Microsoft. Yep. On the actual Xbox Dash, they're doing a huge game sale. It's like
anything worth grabbing on
no, I looked through that thing yesterday, and I own like almost every damn thing on there.
Yeah,
it's like installed. I was like, oh damn, you know what I mean? Like, but it's just like if you've only played Xbox or you know what I mean, and you wanted to get into it, look, you can get a PlayStation 4 for $199 with 3 games. It's like God of War, Horizon, and Last of Us. Those are 3 great games for like $199. In fact, conversely, even though I don't really recommend this console, the SAT edition is like $149 right now.
Really?
It's $149, and it comes with Sea of Thieves, Minecraft, and Fortnite. I don't know why Fortnite.
I don't know.
That's a free game. Maybe it gives you virtual currency or something.
Yeah,
but it's like
V-Bucks or something. I think that's what it does. Yeah.
Exactly. So there is a lot of stuff going on. Obviously, a lot of sales and stuff. If you like Yakuza stuff on PS4, that's all on sale. The Gears Xbox One X bundle is only $349 right now, with a $30 gift card at Best Buy. So if you wanted that Gears Xbox One X, that's the price that this damn thing should be, Mooch.
Yeah,
$299 right now or something like that, right?
I would think so. With 8 months remaining, or 10 months remaining.
Yeah, that to me is the deal. You know what I'm saying? So they've got some Xbox One X deals, the Gears one, the Jedi Fallen Order one.
Yeah,
I think those are really cool. There's all like now's the time to buy this stuff. Oh, there's also huge PlayStation VR sales going on right now.
I was just going to bring that up. Did you see that $199 bundle?
I did. It has all the best, like these amazing games on it. Like if you haven't
got crap, I think there's what else is in there? There's a couple.
There was Resident Evil.
Resident Evil.
Those Resident Evil. There was so much stuff.
Yeah.
It's just like unbelievable how much stuff that. Okay, here it is. There's VR World, Skyrim, Astrobot, Resident Evil, and Golf. It's $199. This is a huge deal. Like if you were, and the thing is, Sony's not going to come out with a new VR to kick off next generation. You still have to wait probably a few years.
That's a really good point.
Yeah, and this stuff is all back is going to be like workable on the next PlayStation as well. So, and Astrobot, I don't know if you've seen Matt Priscatello say this, but that's his favorite game of this generation. It is a really good platformer.
Astrobot?
Yeah,
I played the first 3 levels. I own it, and I gotta be honest with you. I picked it. I think there was a sale a while ago. Picked up for like $9. Crap! It is a great platforming game for that. I mean, but my whole thing about it, to be honest with you, is it's just for some reason I don't know what's the deal here. Do you think people are picking up on VR? Is VR really? I think they're like just hanging in there. It's hanging in there.
It is. It's hanging in there, right? It is. It is. Rice says, "Good job breaking Z's neck yesterday on Day and Date." Well, no, listen, it's good to have difference of opinions and kind of going back. My point was, I kind of compared it to Disney Plus, right? Like, why would you're not going to get Rise of Skywalker Day and Date on Disney Plus as it's in the theater, and why wouldn't you, Mooch? Because they want to make that $1 billion+ at the movie theater, right?
Absolutely.
And then they want to make that extra money when people subscribe to watch it on the service and double dip.
That's right.
So that makes a lot of sense. I'm not saying that Sony will never Day and Date go that way with PlayStation Now, but they have room to do that. They didn't have to pivot. They didn't have to panic. Microsoft kind of panicked a bit. They were like, what are we going to do? We got these really terrible games. Nobody's going to buy them. We got to give our users something. And so that's what they did. They're like, hey, we're going to put them in Day and Date. The problem was you already had the previous ones were all just lackluster games. And so, when you see Gears in there, people are just like, it's kind of, more of the same or whatever. And listen, I actually think that it could potentially ruin. Like, I was not a fan. I know a lot of people go, oh, well, microtransactions are optional, etc. But for me, what they did from Forza Horizon 3 to Forza Horizon 4, you can tell. And I'm starting to see more and more people notice that and agree with me, right?
Yes.
Like, there's a big difference. Like, the soul isn't there. They really casualized it to try to do this. And I'm not saying it's not a good game, just like Gears 5 is a good game, but it's like they took out the soul of Gears. They took out the soul of Forza Horizon. And I've hardly put any time in before.
There's a big difference between good and great.
Exactly.
Right? I mean,
exactly.
So these are good games.
That makes me worried about Halo as well.
Yeah.
Okay. So what are they going to do with Halo? Are they going to do like a ton of microtransactions? Because let's be real, they're going to offer the $1 deal all over the place when Halo comes out. Okay. It's going to be all over the place again, just like they're doing now. And I was telling Z that, right? I was just like, well, look, I don't think he understood what I was trying to say, which was a lot of people that pay for Game Pass or that are Game Pass subscribers right now did what us three in this podcast did. We topped off our gold for $1. We didn't pay. We're not paying $15 a month for this. We had till 2022 or 2023 with gold already. And then for $1, you upgrade all of that, you know what I mean, for the remaining years. That's what a lot of people did. A lot of people continue to just, get those dollar deals, $1 for 3 months right now. They offer, 6 months for $1. They basically give this stuff away. And I understand what they're trying to do, but you have to realize Netflix has 140 million subscribers, and they're still constantly losing money because you got to constantly have content.
Absolutely.
And Microsoft, and I even saw Phil Spencer saying, we want to have, between 4 and 5 exclusives out every year, AAAs. That's what he said.
There's so few times in life, crap, that you can have your cake and eat it too, right?
Yeah.
And for some reason, when Microsoft going Day and Date, and I understand this is pro-consumer, guys, listen, and at the end of the day, okay, if you're going to give me 250 games for 99 cents, I'll be there all the time. But I got to be honest with you, crap, I do think that because they're doing this model, they do have to change the essence of how they create the game. And you know how they had, again, nothing new here, Xbox conflicting news. Remember, I guess Rod at one point said, we're not making the game for Game Pass, and then later on he came out and did some sort of interview.
He was like, because we want to get all those Game Pass people and catch them up. Those over 300 watching. If you guys please like the video, get us over 100 likes and share
retweet it out, guys.
Like
let people know we're here.
Yeah, it wouldn't kill you to help us out, would it? Come on, man. Help us out. So yeah. Look, somebody also pointed out that Netflix their movies aren't exactly big budget. You know what I mean? Like huge.
When
and
you're
I agree
watching
with
them,
that.
you can kind of see it, right?
Yeah, yeah. You know what I mean? Like they got those Adam Sandler flicks or whatever. Or
I like Bird Box.
Yeah, like I never even watched it, to be honest with you.
But you know what Bird Box looked like to me? It just looked like an episode of The Walking Dead. It looked like the same money that went into Walking Dead, which is a weekly show on TV, is what went into that. You know what I mean? And don't get me wrong, I understand it wasn't supposed to be big time effects and such. It's more story based for that movie. But my point being is, you can see, and I'm with you on that. But the thing about it too is, why wouldn't you have you have a customer base that wants to buy a console? You can see that there's so many people on Twitter every day being like, I can't wait for the Scarlett. That's great. Good. So then you make the game, you put it on Scarlett. Then it goes to PC and console Game Pass in, I'm making this up, guys, 90 days, 3 months, right? 6 months, a year. I don't know. But you could see, like people are saying, don't you see that when Sony gets that opportunity, they're going to do the same thing. I'm not saying they won't do it in 5 years, okay? But they're not doing it now, and Jim Ryan came out and said they're not going to do it now. Crap, they're gonna double dip.
Yeah,
they're gonna go ahead and release their game, want you to buy a PS5, buy the game again on PS5, and then in a year they'll throw, like I'm picking on The Last of Us 2. The Last of Us 2 will go into PS Now for 3 months or 6 months for the folks that didn't buy it, right? The physical copy or digitally on release. And Nine Live says, Mooch, The Irishman looks good. Now, The Irishman on Netflix, crap, I thought that was going to movies, to theaters.
I don't know. I haven't.
Is that a day and date on Netflix? I don't know if that's.
I don't really know, but it's like, Netflix movies don't go day and date. Those aren't like released in theaters, so that's weird. Enrico says, oh man, I'm late. I was lost having in the world of Death Stranding. I'm having a lot of fun. Hey,
great!
I'm telling people, Death Stranding is a really, really interesting game. It's a lot of fun. I know there's a lot of controversy around the Game Awards and stuff.
I know.
I feel like it's kind of, I get it. Okay, look.
I get it.
You know what's funny is, Mooch, years ago, me and you were all about this, okay? Oh, there's a conflict of interest. There's controversy. There's, you know what I mean?
Get out of here, Mooch. You don't know what you're talking about.
Mooch, you guys are crazy. Stop with the media bias. There's no such thing.
The minute we stop, everyone else picks up with it. I'm saying my whole thing is, I don't understand. Like, personally, here's the thing. Do I see where people are coming from with the Jeff Keighley having an out of work, friendship with Kojima? I see it. I mean, it's as plain as day. They don't hide it. They're going to dinner. They're hanging out. They're in meetings together. They're friends.
Yeah,
he's in the game.
Yeah.
Apparently, he doesn't talk.
Hey, so Conan O'Brien.
Conan O'Brien's in the game.
You know what I mean? So, like, I don't know that it's as egregious as people say, because Jeff Keighley doesn't pick the games. 80 people in the media pick the games. Jeff Keighley's on the advisory board, but so is Phil Spencer, and it's the Microsoft Theater that they hold this event at.
Right.
Okay. So I don't really think that it's this big egregious thing. I think that, him not having a vote, I think that's fine. He's just a host. I have no problem. It'd be like a host of the Oscars or the Grammys having something up, an award up that year. You know what I mean? Like, I don't think that means that you're going to win it automatically or that it's biased or anything like that. So,
I mean, the thing about it is, when you guys remember, before this whole controversy came up, let's go back a bit, right? When me and Crap have been saying for a long time, when you think about the Game Awards, it's not always the most popular game or the most sold. It's unusual. Like the year that Overwatch won, that took me for a loop, Crap.
Yeah, well, you and me both.
I didn't see that happening.
Yeah. Hey, Sotness says Phil Spencer probably wanted to be in Death Stranding too. And why shouldn't he be in Death Stranding?
Why not?
That's got to be, something that he wanted to be or whatever. So, listen, I think that it's okay to, I guess, maybe question things, because I like that.
Absolutely.
I do that myself.
Absolutely.
But I actually don't think that this is a case where where there's any kind of issues whatsoever. I think and if it wins, I'm going to kind of enjoy that a little bit, because I feel like people are going to have a meltdown, right? Like, people are just definitely going to have a big problem with Death Stranding winning. And I don't really get it, because it's a unique piece. Look, a game winning, like if Celeste would have won Game of the Year, Mooch, we didn't like that game, but there were people that really, really thought that was the shit.
Absolutely. Okay? IGN years back picked Journey
Yeah, exactly. And
that
game was the most boring piece of crap I ever played in my life.
You talk about a true walking simulator, folks. You just hold left on the analog stick, and let me tell you something. You get a platinum trophy.
Exactly.
You just walk.
Exactly. That's exactly my point. So for me personally, I just think that what's kind of going on here is that people are just looking for any kind of reason to, again, it's easier to look out and blame other people than look in and say, hey, Xbox really, really dropped the ball. Or they just haven't had anything, because most people wouldn't have cared if the Death Stranding was in there. If Gears 5 would have, say, got nominated too, right? Most people wouldn't have cared at all. Right. But the fact that Gears 5 they look at as getting snubbed, then they look at it and go, you know what? I don't think that it was right. It's coercion or whatever. People are kind of in cahoots. Look at them. They take pictures together. They're super friendly, blah, blah, blah. We all heard the jokes or whatever.
Right.
You know what I mean? But the fact that people just have a problem just realizing that maybe Gears 5 didn't impress the media as much as it did. And obviously it didn't impress Xbox fans that much since it's almost out of the top 30 on most played games.
That's the thing, and I'm shocked that a lot more
out of the NPD, completely out of.
I'm shocked a lot more Xbox fans aren't being vocal about that. That's something that's troublesome when you have something, especially something like Gears, where they're multiplayer. Because you can turn around and say, you know what, Mooch, that's fine. You didn't care for the story, you didn't care for this. That's fine. That's fine. But the multiplayer is what's the backbone to Gears and the backbone to Halo. When you see that it's out of the top 25. In such a short period of time, and it's not being discussed anymore, and the lobbies are shrinking, you start going to yourself, well, wait a minute here. Yeah. Is this a problem with how they're making? This is, again, my whole thing. I've said that there's a leadership issue. I think there's too much creative freedom given to the developers. And let me explain what I mean. When Phil says, guys, do whatever you want, just make sure you make your game as games as a service. As long as it's games as a service, do whatever you want.
And I do think that that's sort of the thing, because if you look at Obsidian, they're hiring for their next big RPG, but the people they're hiring are for people with multiplayer experience.
Right.
So, Lucifer says, Mooch, big fan crap. Well, yeah, keep trying. Hey.
Lucifer!
Man,
it's
that's crazy, man. It
is crazy.
That is crazy. Well, anyway, people are like, oh, what's the deal with this stuff, these rumors and stuff? Well, anyway, there's these insiders and everybody. Listen, we've heard it from Colin Moriarty. We've heard it from the head of Game Informer. Now we're hearing it from other people that the PlayStation 5 is going to release, in fact, November 20th, and it's going to be $499, and it's going to be up to 21% more powerful than the Xbox Scarlett. Mooch, I think that if they release something that's more powerful than Xbox is done.
Hardware-wise, it would hurt. It would hurt them bad.
Here's the reasoning, because people already look to Sony as this great place to play awesome exclusives and stuff like that.
Right.
Xbox, they haven't had awesome exclusives in this whole entire generation for the most part, right? They have a couple good ones here or there, but nothing that's they haven't had a single game up for Game of the Year this entire generation. They haven't had anything that's really been looked at outside of some Forza games that's even looked at as been worthwhile. So if they have a console that's less powerful, people aren't going to believe that these great games are going to come.
Who was the source crap that you read that from?
This particular one, I believe, is from Urbis or something like that. PlayStation Urbis, some insider that correctly identified so many different things. So, but again, there's numerous ones that are saying this as well. Saying that the dev kits are more mature, and Microsoft is actually being kind of quiet with their developers and not sharing as much information as maybe they should. Here's the problem with that. We're a year away. How are you going to launch a console and expect to have the best being used out of it? Now, that's my big problem. Not only that, but if you look into it, a lot of people ask me, well, crap, you've been such an Xbox fan or fanboy, and I have no problems admitting that.
Right.
Why aren't you going to get a Scarlett at launch? Did you see those games they showed off at XO and the games they've been promoting a lot? Tell me why.
That's
Grounded.
Yeah.
Even though I like
Everwild.
I like the look of it. Everwild. These games all look the same. These games are all cartoony. Why do I need to spend $550, $600 for those to Battletoads, Bleeding Edge? You know what I mean? Ori, even though I think Ori is going to be a really good game.
Yeah.
Why do I need to spend that much money to play these type of games? It doesn't make sense. If the first party's not doing a good enough job to support that, then why would you? On the other hand, on Sony's side, you damn well know that the next God of War is going to take it to the limit, or like we did Crossfire Friday. Salty's like, I have a base PS4, but God of War looked better than anything on the Xbox One X.
That's the thing here, guys. When you're talking about the industrial light and magic that these guys can do over in those Sony studios, this is the problem. So so there's two ways to talk about this crap, and you nailed it, right? So you've got the Power Crown. But what good is the Power Crown if you're just giving me games like Grounded and Everwild? Yeah. Like my X can do that, and very, very moderately built PCs can handle those games. So really, if you have an X or a decent PC, do you need a Scarlett? Now, I told you guys, let me go, and I know you got some super chat here, crap. Yeah. But I got to be honest with you. I've always said to you guys, I'm going to be a Scarlett day one because Moochonomics here. Okay, if
you're going to trade stuff in,
250, 300 crap, I'm in now. Now let's just step back here. Maybe Mooch has got to take a dose of reality. What if they say $199 and the box is $500 or $550? Yeah, we got to come back to this conversation, crap.
I agree. Sir X-Man goes, give it to Luca. And he also says, what was Xbox's last Game of the Year nominee? I can't remember. Yeah, dude, I looked it up. They haven't had any.
What was it?
They haven't had any at the Game Awards, and that even goes back to when it was the Spike TV Awards. Zero Game of the Year nominees. If you want to go back to when they actually won some, it was some of the Gears of War stuff, Halo CE. Those were the games that were winning that had actually won stuff. So yeah, it's not great. It's not great. Lucifer says, longtime Xbox fan, waited for greatness. Got PS4. I now have it. I hate to say it. Crap was right. Go Steelers. Oh, hey, look, Crap is right a lot. Steelers do suck, though. So, I mean, it kind of, hey, man, it is what it is. So,
hey, for the Giants fans out there, just wait till next year.
Yes. Right? The good news is you're an Xbox fan, kind of, and so you're used to hearing that, right? Just wait. I can't wait till wait till the draft. Wait till preseason.
Wait till the draft, crap. Wait till you see the punter we get next year.
Hey, I can't wait. The good news is you guys seem like you got a good young quarterback.
We are doing all right. We probably have the best running back.
Your defense is horrid.
Of course it is.
Yeah, it's horrid.
Defense wins Super Bowls.
What's up, Solidus Snake? What's up, everybody? I appreciate it. Oh, D-Batch is there. He doesn't believe that the PS5 is going to be more powerful, and why would he, right? Because
No,
I don't know.
If D doesn't listen, I gotta be honest. He made a good point. D had mentioned earlier in the chat. He said something along the lines of that whoever made that 21%, that individual that you quoted, crap.
Yeah.
That it may be that much more powerful or more than the current PS4 and Xbox One X, but not maybe than Scarlett, right?
But we've heard that their stuff is more mature as well. So I mean, they could be basing it on that. Like if Microsoft is holding back. Yeah. So I mean, we'll have to see. Like I'm not gonna sit there and go, Xbox for sure is gonna be like this great thing, right? Like holy crap, it's gonna be super great because we don't have any track history for that. Okay, right. Like Phil Spencer recently said, you know what? We maybe weren't even gonna do a console. Right? We thought about not doing one. The fact that he said we thought about not doing one, there was a discussion, tells you everything you need to know about where Phil's head's at. And again, I am not convinced at all that at some point during next generation, they're going to go, screw it. We're going to put all of our games on everything, everything we can get our games on. Yeah. And we're still, to our Xbox fans, because you know what, there's always going to be these diehard Xbox fans, Mooch, that are going to be like, as long as I can play my games on a quote-unquote Xbox, I'm good. You know what I mean?
Right.
And they're going to go, we're going to still support Scarlett, don't worry. But all of our games are also
that number, but that's the thing, crap. You talk about what we're discussing here. So we got a little bit of a sneak peek to what's going on.
The Curtis Show just became a member.
Outstanding, Curtis.
Man, that's awesome. I like seeing that, man. Everybody
support the Crapgamer.
Yes, thank you. Finally, thank you. TLR9 says Scarlett is probably the last console. I would agree with that. Lucifer says, where's the harmonica? I left it at my other place, man. I miss it.
Thank God!
Yeah, I missed my harmonica.
Oh, the U-Haul lost by accident. Why is Mooch's name on the receipt for that lost U-Haul?
I know, right? Like, I don't know, but I appreciate it, Curtis. Thank you very much, man. Everybody that's come out here, hit the like button. Let's get up 150. Listen, no, regardless, because I actually, at the end of the day, think both consoles are going to be around the same. It's going to come down to the games. Like, I always feel like it's kind of like I'm doing stuff. I do stuff tongue in cheek a lot of the time. I don't really care which one's more powerful. I'm still going to get PS5 at launch because they have better games and they're going to utilize their hardware much more efficiently and take it to the max, like what I want.
Right.
For me personally, like I said, who the hell is going to jump on or should jump on a Scarlett to play shit like Grounded and Bleeding Edge and cartoony games?
Thing. I don't know how
you
guys feel in the audience, and I don't know how you feel either, Crap. But when I finally saw that rumor, we're like, Rare is going to reveal their next new game, and we're going to see something from Obsidian's B team. And I'm like, all right, everyone's
where's the A? Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, no, I mean, really.
It's like people argue. They argue the wrong things. Hey, Sir X-Man became a member. Holy crap, this is great. I love you guys, man.
Give it to Crapgamer.
It is, man. I love it, man. Everything's working, and we're coming up Crapgamer today. Hey, we're doing a hell of a show, though. But you know what? Here's the thing. Like, everybody wants to talk about the stuff. Almost it doesn't matter. Like, it's like specs or, who's got more power? Who's got the real ray tracing? It's, who's got the better solid state drive? I want to know who has the better damn games. You know what I mean? And it's been quite clear that like who on Microsoft's side, what developers do Microsoft have that can compete with the likes of Naughty Dog and Sony Santa Monica and Sucker Punch and Insomniac Games?
Exactly.
Like, they don't have any. And I try to tell people this, like, people would maybe point to their better developers as 343 or Coalition. Those are cover bands to me, right? Like, those are wannabes, Like, those aren't like the real. We can tell the significant drop in quality. Like, 343 is no Bungie, let's face it. Okay. Yeah. And they even screwed up Bungie's own versions of the games, trying to mess with them, and then you look at the Coalition, they do an okay job. But they even ruined that.
Well, Crap, let me interject real quick, because D just said it himself, and it's what we're saying. He said, honestly, it'll come down to the games. One of the other things D said a second ago was that if you want to go by early rumors, they're saying that the ray tracing ability on Scarlett's probably a little bit more advanced, but they said that the load times are a little bit more advanced on the PS5.
We've already seen that, though. We've seen the PS5 load Spider-Man in less than like 1 second. So, I mean, if you look at stuff, okay, like,
it comes to the games, though, Crap, because it doesn't really matter which one is more powerful in those retrospects. You've got the PS4 Slim. Okay, listen, guys, I'm not saying this is my opinion, but it's debatable that God of War on the PS4 Slim looks as good as most games on the Xbox One X.
Yep.
First party.
And again, Failed Pyromancer says it. He says Microsoft has the worst games to sell a console. And he's 100% right. Are people really going to be dying to play State of Decay 3?
Boo this man!
Like, I'm sorry, Sully, but I'm just saying, hey, Lucifer just became a member. Holy crap.
Membership thing out, Crap.
You do, man. Like, what I do is, man, you can set up different tiers. They get little avatars and stuff.
I've got avatars.
It's really cool, man. I'm happy.
Nice, very cool. Good.
Yeah, listen, Seth, like I said, I do a lot of stuff tongue in cheek. You know what I mean? Like I just because I'm saying I'm more worried about the games doesn't mean I'm not going to talk about the other stuff too. But a lot of stuff like is tongue in cheek that I do, or to be funny. Like, personally, it doesn't matter. The Xbox Scarlett, look, the Xbox One X is so much more powerful than the PS4 Pro, but there's no freaking exclusives worthwhile on that console. There's nothing. It's like I'm playing it for multiplats. So I think both are going to be pretty similar. And Lord help Microsoft if they don't have a more powerful console, because people know Sony comes out with great games, great exclusives, and if they also have the best multiplats, look out. I'm telling you, if that happens, Microsoft will be resorted to doing third-party stuff. Not only that, but at some point, and I wish we would have got to ask Don this on Crossfire.
Yeah.
There's a cutoff point on PCs with games, right? Minimum specs, right? And max, you know what I'm saying? They have minimum specs for games. How does Microsoft plan to support the launch Xbox One, that 1.3 T-flop machine, and also a 14 T-flop Scarlett or a 13 T-flop Scarlett or whatever, right? Like, at some point, there has to be a cutoff where, like, that's holding it back. And that's why I like Sony's idea more, where Jim Ryan is like, we want people to upgrade faster than they ever have before. We want people to go from PS4 to PS5 in a quick, fast, in a hurry, like faster than ever in the history of gaming. And I 100% think that that's the way to go, because you want people to upgrade. And the reason and the way you're going to get people to upgrade is by making games that are exclusive to PlayStation 5. And I don't think they're going to do that like year one, but I certainly think probably year two. Whereas Microsoft, I fully think Microsoft just thinks, hell, as long as you got an Xbox, hell, I'm surprised they haven't figured out a way to get the 360 back working with these games. You know what I mean? Like, I'm sure they probably thought about it. So I really just think that, and again, I'm not knocking I think Xbox is going to do okay with the money because they have their hands in so much, Mooch. They have their hands in Havoc Engine and you know how much money Minecraft makes them? Like Minecraft makes them so much money. And, you know, they just have they sell a ton of controllers. Like people forget about that too, right? Like they sell so many controllers and this and that. And so they do make a lot of money. And I'm sure they have, 5 million subscribers now, whether for Game Pass, now, whether those are, high end or $1 subscribers, we don't know because they refuse to talk about it. But, they're going to make money. But are they going to make great exclusive games for people or console? Yeah, that's the real big question mark. It's like, we're going to get Halo, Gears, and Forza and State of Decay and,
whatever Compulsion's working on, we don't know.
But it's like, do you trust Compulsion? They've done We Happy Few and Contrast, not great games. In Exile, Bard's Tale and Wasteland. To me personally, I think that's more of a PC developer than anything. In Obsidian,
so the games are going to be coming, but are they the games that the Xbox console gamers have been asking for? Right? They say we hear you, but are you truly listening? You know what I mean? Like you're in class, you can hear the teacher, but are you really listening?
Exactly.
I heard you, but I still got the answer wrong on the test because I wasn't listening.
And it's like people said that I was a fearmonger or what the hell is that? A radical and something else. When I said, it's great that they got these studios, but a lot of these studios are busy making multiplats right now. And so we might not see anything from them till, 2024 or so. And everybody said I was crazy. I was an extremist and all this kind of stuff. And now you look at it, even Rare, right? Yeah. Even Rare, who dropped Sea of Thieves a while ago, is in pre-production of their next game. Not even production, but pre-production, right? Rice says the fact that Microsoft cares more about subs than hardware, that's a thing too. And I think that Sony probably wants in on the subscribers too. But when you have, and I said this to Zaire yesterday, I was like, Sony has a point when they say they have some IP that are too special to do that. Just like Disney Plus isn't going to put the next Marvel movie day and date in Disney Plus. It's going to be in the theater so they can make that $1 billion. The Last of Us 2 is going to sell 15, 20 million copies at $60 a piece. Why would you take that money out of your pocket in hopes to get more subs? You know what I'm saying? So to me personally, I 100% agree, because don't you think that some of the speciality of Gears and some of the soul from Gears wore off now that it was like in there for $1? Yeah. Doesn't it seem like you and me both? We didn't even finish the game.
I'm on Act 5. I'm waiting. I just want to get through it. I might play it today. I just honestly I don't have that. Maybe that's what it is. I don't know. For some reason, I didn't have the story didn't connect with me as much. I felt like it was Gears 4 again. It's definitely one of my least favorite Gears games. I don't know how. Yeah. I mean, 1, 2, and 3 speak for themselves.
Yeah, those are my favorite. I just, I don't relate with the newer characters.
4 and 5, it's like, and I said this about 4 too. So this isn't just 5. Like even 4, I was like, where you know, I don't really see. I was really excited to see if you're not gonna have Marcus in there to pass the torch to James. Yeah. But for some reason now James is kind of like, non-existent really in 5.
Well, he can be non-existent forever in the game if you do things right. You know what I mean? It's like,
so I don't know. For some reason, I don't see that whole path, and that's fine. Here's the one thing I will defend them on, crap. When you get to the 5th, 6th game, right, in the iteration, sometimes you really do gotta. Sometimes you really got to throw a curveball.
Yeah, like the tank controls are still bad. You know what I mean? Like that. Yeah. Like I don't understand why they haven't updated
game,
that.
So I don't know. I get it. Like, they don't want to change that.
I guess, but it's like look how they changed God of War, and I'm not saying you have to do that drastic. Right. But he can't even jump, and the big thing about the original ones where he jumps.
Yeah,
and it was like
the first 3 it was all about jumping.
It was jumping and puzzles, and you can't move the camera and stuff like that. And then they changed it to like over the shoulder a little bit more.
I agree.
Look at Resident Evil. Resident Evil 2 remake, it could win Game of the Year, and they totally kind of changed it. It's like over the shoulder. You don't have those tank controls, those boxy controls. You could do a really, really good job. The Curtis show said it's sad I'd rather play DS than Days Gone, what is that? Death Stranding than Days Gone, to be honest. Well, listen, That's fine. Days Gone, it was a really fun game though too.
It really was.
We got a pretty good turnout, almost 400. Hit the like
Great,
button, you guys.
Great, good to have you guys here.
Look, we do, we're here every Sunday. We switch back and forth between me and Mooch's channel, but it's really, really great to do that. Tactical Kitty says, how many are getting a PS5 first and maybe an Xbox later on? I'm in that camp. I don't usually trade stuff in. So, I'm definitely one that's going to get the PS5 first. The Curtis Show says Gears 1 had the best feel. Gears 1 was amazing, right? I saw this one,
Gears 1
YouTuber,
is amazing.
Yeah,
period.
I saw a YouTuber basically say that Gears 5 doesn't carry weight, and they were showing the difference. And the main difference between the two is the color palette. Like, Gears was always this dark, grown-up, like, hardcore type of game with, like, these gritty palettes, and now almost is cartoonish. You know what I mean? And I'm not saying that I don't mind the colors and stuff like that, but
no, it's nice.
Yeah, the setting, I always like felt more foreboding in the setting of the originals. You know what I mean? Like,
what's funny too is like what they did with God of War and the way that they changed it completely, and then they had the boat segment with you and Atreus and all of that, and those side quests and things like that. It felt more open world. Like I wanted to go and explore and see what there was for me to obtain and get, whether it enhanced my powers, etc. And for some reason with Gears, the skiff kind of felt like I was in one of those like quick like races, like hurry up and go over there and get that. And then when you got there, you're only there for a few minutes. You know what I mean? Crap. And you picked up something, you killed like 5 enemies, picked up an item, and then you're back in the skiff and hurry up and get over to the other side. And we just like skiffed over to the other side, and it was like it felt like it was literally just thrown in there.
They
like,
tacked
look,
it
we're
on.
different. Look, we're
that's
different.
That's like, remember, like the reviewers were all like, it's RPG. It's they put RPG elements, and the only RPG elements were jack.
Nah.
They were jack. Lucifer said initiatives, Horizon Zero Dawn game. Where is it? I don't know if they're making the Horizon Zero Dawn game. I really think that it's going to be that's going to be the new Fable or whatever. And so I think that's going to be what we see there. And
shout out to Piggy2316, another member.
He's an ultra friend. Wow, dude! I gotta tell you, man, I've gotten so many different people in there. I really okay. So Crowbat's the one that did the video comparing Gears, and it shows clearly the older Gears is more grounded, and I kind of agree and like that. You know what I mean? It wasn't, at the end of the day, it's not the no smoking thing. It's like, to me, it just does. Gears has lost its soul, and I'm a guy that spent hundreds and hundreds of dollars on a Gears tattoo. I have like the books. I get into the lore. I have all the collector's editions. And this was one I wasn't even gonna buy. I was just gonna get a Game Pass at Mooch. It was gonna be, look, I have Game Pass through 2022, and I've never used it. So I was gonna use it
for Outer Worlds.
Yeah, I didn't even download that shit, but I've never used it. And the funny thing was that I got a free, just like you, I got a review code for it.
Right.
So I ended up not even having to buy it or use Game Pass for it. So for me personally, I like a lot what Sony's doing. Even if Sony's going to stream and let you stream their games to your phone if you own them or whatever. I don't care about that, right? Like I don't care. Like they've been doing it this whole generation. I don't care. Stadia, play it till I don't care. XCloud, you can hype it up just because you're a fake. You hype up everything Xbox like a lot of people do. And again, Mooch, and I point this out time and time again, the people that take pictures and videos of themselves playing XCloud are right next to their damn router at home.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Yeah. Look how brilliant XCloud is. I don't get it. So like for me, I don't really buy into it. Like it's a 4.5-inch screen, carry around a controller and shit. I'm sorry, I'm not doing that. It's not my thing. But if people want to do it, good.
Here's the thing, crap. When they were talking about XCloud Stadia, like I said, when you guys take to the road, it's for folks that are taking it to the road. You know what I mean?
Sully used it. Sir X-Man says robots are stupid in Gears. Now they need more hordes. The robots are horrible. They're horrible. Go, Sully. What is your we're reworking the tiers on the Patreon, Biggie. We're going over that now since we have a little bit more time and stuff like that. So that stuff is going to change. And we're going to be kind of soft launching that here soon. We'll give you guys some more information and stuff like that. But yeah, the support is definitely appreciated. Sully, what was your thoughts of XCloud? Because I know you had a more positive take than mine.
Yeah, I'm in the beta. I got in. Wi-Fi, it's solid. Even the hotel Wi-Fi, which was like only like 20 down and like 3 up, it works solid. 4G Lite, I tried it on the road where I was in a restaurant with my 4G Verizon. It worked good. There's a few noticeable pieces of lag only when I'm driving. Like I played State of Decay 2 a lot on XCloud. So when you're driving, you notice there's a few milliseconds of delay when you're driving, but when you're in combat, it's pretty much smooth. So
so you're driving and playing this at the same time.
No.
That's very legal.
Driving in the game. No.
Oh, okay.
When I was sitting at the restaurant.
I've talked to a bunch of people like Sully's saying right now that have been playing XCloud, and they say, listen, they're saying the same thing I say about Stadia. Plays pretty good. Maybe a hiccup here or there, but you don't hear that. Nobody's saying anything about the XCloud hiccups. Everyone's just like, great.
No, it's there.
Well, how's your? I don't even finish the sentence. I'm like, have you noticed any? Great. What about input lag? Great.
There's
okay, I guess it's great. You know, I mean, I've got news for you, crap. So I'm hitting the road right after Thanksgiving, the week after. Got a day trip. I got to go. Guess what's? I'm going to do a test with Stadia, and I'll let you know. You know, I'm going to let you know right away. Let you know what's going on when I'm not in my home, when I'm not next to the internet that I have. Right?
Yeah.
These are the tests that are really going to come into play, and I'm going to see if this thing's the real deal. But what I'm saying, and a lot of people don't get, like, shout out to Fun Creator in the chat. He's like, Mooch and Stadia. You guys don't understand. You're not going to have a Coca-Cola without a Pepsi. Nobody in the world. There's no way Microsoft is going to be the only company offering streaming in that capability. Google's one of the only companies that can kind of come out and do that. And I like how people are so anti-Google right now especially in the gaming media. They're so anti-Google right now that they're actually excited about Amazon making the same thing.
Yeah. Well, listen,
like I think make another. Let's go. Let's all go and root on Amazon and boo Google and Microsoft. It's like, come on.
The same way though that like that Mad Box wouldn't work, and if Sega came back with another box, it wouldn't work. There's only room for so many, and for these companies,
my point,
for these companies, like there's only going to be one or two that'll probably make it. The Curtis Show says, I feel streaming is going on the path of VR. It's going to take at least 2 to 3 years before it's mainstream.
That's
like
possible.
VR, it's slowly becoming with such thing. And listen, VR is still never going to become like a super mainstream thing. Like no matter how much I try to tell people it's really good and there's some actually really good games and not just experiences now, there's still people that are just like, I don't know, like they're not willing to give it a try. But I do think that it's one of those things. Now, isn't XCloud, Sully, isn't that capped at 30 frames a second?
I don't know. I just been
I believe it's like capped at that. That's why, like, when you're moving fast or whatever, it can do that and stuff like that. So
it stutters when I'm driving in the game in State of Decay 2, just like barely. You notice the input lags there, but on Wi-Fi, man, that stuff's solid. It doesn't. It's just like playing on my Xbox One X. It's the same thing. So on Wi-Fi, but 4G Lite, there's a few stutters here and there. I'm going to Houston next week. I'm gonna test it on 5G. I'm gonna see if that works better. So.
Yeah, for me, I'm in the beta. I tried to play it. Sometimes I can't launch it. Other times, like I check the internet. It's like I'll have like 20 megabits down, and it's like a flip book at times, right? And it gets pixelated. It's weird because it'll get pixelated and the screen will, you know what I mean? Like, and I don't like that. It's like that to me is just a total immersion breaker. Okay, it's like when you're watching Netflix or whatever, and you see and you kind of see, the pixelation. If somebody else said something, if somebody else is watching Netflix and I'm watching it, it'll get pixelated for a while. Eventually, it might straighten itself out. But especially if more people are doing that, then it's pixel, and I don't like that. It really breaks the immersion. It looks like a VCR tape for a little bit. Like I always just like find something to do. You know what I mean? Biggie says when VR goes wirelessly for consoles, I'll jump in. It could be next generation. Chris says it's because how cocky and uninformed Stadia was entering the market. Well, the thing was Stadia promised a lot of stuff.
Listen, it's all coming in. There's an email out. Not an email. Pardon me. I think it also did come in an email to founders. But there's a statement that's out that says these are the things we promised, and every week they're going to release one of them. So the thing about it right now is this: you don't have a ton of people in there right now. So let's just say there's a rumor out there is there's roughly 200,000 Stadia right out there. That's probably the same or way more than XCloud beta testers. We don't know how many beta testers there are for XCloud. We have no idea. Yeah. I would assume it's not. You see the same people on Twitter showing the pictures. It's not like there's a ton of new people.
Yeah.
So it's like the numbers are slow here because, first of all, it's early. We're early in this technology. Number two, it is literally day 4 or 5 that not Google entered Stadia and streaming. This is day 5 for them entering gaming at all.
Yeah.
Like gaming at all.
Yeah.
You know, it's like when you have a new restaurant opens up in your area and they sell the same stuff that the restaurant that's been open for 20 years down the road. Yeah, there's going to be a couple of like, you know, you're like, well, the food was good, but the service kind of sucked and they didn't refill our waters. And I asked twice for an extra drink. My one plate came cold. But like that's your first experience on the first week that a restaurant opens. Are they all of a sudden doom and gloom? You might say, you know what, Mooch, for me personally as a consumer, I'm out. That's fine. Yeah. Myself personally, as long as it wasn't anything detrimental. Now, I go back there a month later, 6 months later, and it's the same service, same bad this and that, and food keeps coming cold. I'm out.
Yeah.
I'm giving Stadia the benefit of the doubt. I'm giving XCloud the benefit of the doubt. This is new technology. So you're not going to see this mass run. Crap, you're right. It's also not going to take the place of your Xbox or your PlayStation. Like I'm not going. Why would I be getting a PS5 if I really thought that Stadia was going to take over?
That's my point. It's like, I don't think so. Like I understand why, and I also I understand why people are are into XCloud or whatever. But I just feel like, I don't know, like jobs that I've had, even jobs that I have now, even the downtime, and people are like, I'm going to play it on my break. Like most of the time, man, like any job I've had, I eat on my break. I take a little nap. You know what I mean? Like you're just tired. You know what I'm saying? Like, am I going to want to spend 30 minutes playing a game or playing Witcher 3? Like that doesn't sound fun to me.
That doesn't do much for me either, crap. But now let me paint a different picture, okay? All of a sudden, if you had to do what you had to do, but you had like with Sully or what I have to do, when we have to actually go to a different state or a different big city in the state, okay? You're many miles away. You're not going home that night. Okay, my choices right now were to save the princess in a tower.
Yeah.
Okay, which I don't want to do all the time.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't mind if
Hey, you can play Luigi's Mansion 3.
That's fine, and I'm a big fan. But again, I there's so many times, and that way you don't even save the princess, you're saving your brother.
Yeah.
Okay, so my point being, right?
Yeah.
Luigi. My whole thing is this. This is an opportunity now for the hardcore gamers, whether it's XCloud or Stadia, to take this device on the road and play. I'm playing Destiny 2. I played a Strike. I can play the game. And crap, I went on to Bungie.net. The minute I went to Bungie.net and I signed in, it knew I had Stadia. And bang, I immediately was able to bring all of my Xbox save right over to Stadia. So now I've got my Guardian at well over 900, and I played yesterday. I played about an hour of Destiny 2 yesterday. I will say, playing Strikes and playing through the world and playing the public challenges were absolutely smooth as butter. Yeah. When I played some PvP, and when I did that, it wasn't bad. But like you said, you do have to play a round or two to. It's not. The hit detection I didn't find was off. I found it was just a little bit. It felt like I was just a little bit behind a move I would want to make every so often, and it was enough to kind of. But again, it's day 5. It's new tech. So like, I mean,
eventually it's going to be making moves for you, Mooch, right?
It doesn't make moves. Believe me, if it made moves for me, I would have been on top of all the leaderboards.
Yeah. I hear you.
And I wasn't. So my point being is that like I'm willing to say that this soft launch is still quite a success for Stadia, even though everybody wants to crap on it. That's fine. My thing is this. You have one streaming company in XCloud. Do not think that Stadia is disappearing because of whatever, like these ridiculous, like, I tried to, and if you read all these things that are coming out in the media, they'll tell you that the tech works, but they don't like the store, or they need more games, or this, or that, or I can't play it on all the devices they prompt. It's coming, guys. That's all coming. So if you want to like literally just completely disqualify it now, that's a you problem. Yeah. That's honestly a you problem. That's fine.
I can remember a lot of people saying on live worked, and you know what I mean? But then that stuff never took off. Lucifer says Microsoft worst launch in history. Google, hold my beer.
Is it me, guys? Sully, does crap sound like he's a million miles away?
A million miles away?
There, you're back.
No.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say. I
think it was just a temporary thing on your head.
Maybe it was something on my end.
Disappeared. Mark, man, like, listen. I get that you like Xbox, and that's fine. And you think we're just hating on Xbox. It's not the truth, man. Where were you years ago when we were some of the only ones championing Xbox, right? Like we gave, how many chances am I supposed to give it? Okay. It just sort of is what it is. When you look at the facts, Phil Spencer has announced 3 new consoles in 4 years, and we've got 0 new AAA game announcements in those 4 years. We haven't had a new AAA game announcement since 2015. We're almost in 2020. We haven't had a new AAA game release since 2016, and we're almost 2020. So, it's really, really in a bad state. Microsoft doesn't seem to be focused on the core gamer. They're very much focused on, they're the only company that make a console that also is shoving microtransactions down our throats, even though they're the richest company of the 3. They've relied so much on Halo, Gears, and Forza that they've almost ruined those franchises completely. Whereas Mario and Zelda still seem fresh despite them being older franchises because they only come out maybe once a generation. Okay. Microsoft, on the other hand, just shoved that stuff down your throat. And now they're shoving it down your throat ad nauseum with microtransactions. So there's a big difference. And then Sony, could you imagine, like, Sony could have easily milked God of War and had you buy outfits for them and stuff like that, but they chose not to. They were very consumer friendly. Everybody wants to talk about how consumer friendly Microsoft is. They're the only company that charges you to play multiplayer for free to play games. Not even Nintendo does that. So there's a lot of reasons to go, hold off on Microsoft in that whole cheerleading aspect. Can they still come out and do something good? Sure. But how many times do we got to go wait for next E3? Wait for next E3. Like, that's the problem that I'm talking about, right? Like, we've had to say that how many years now? 4, 5 years? Every year is supposed to be the best year ever, right? Best year ever. Best lineup in Xbox history, right? We get this stuff time and time again, and it never ends up being that way. Like, look at this XO. It was okay, but that's not saying much, right? Yeah. And then you look at the games that we're getting. Bleeding Edge, Grounded, Battletoads, you know what I mean? Flight Simulator. Who the hell is asking for this stuff? We're asking for big AAA games, and we're getting these like single and double A games. To me, it doesn't make a whole hell of a lot of sense to cheerlead anything Microsoft is doing now. So that's just, I see a lot of people saying fearmonger. That's like the new thing. Anytime you bring up something truthful about Xbox, you're fearmongering, right?
Like, that's different.
It's so funny, it's realistically, it's just absolutely hilarious to me. It's like, that's the new thing. You know what I mean? It's like, I guess it's a millennial thing, hey, if you don't agree with me, you're fear mongering, how dare you bring up the truth? Which everything I've said is the truth, man. Their last AAA IP announcement was 2015. Those things cannot be proven wrong. How's that fear mongering? That's just the truth. You know what I'm saying? Microsoft is very much focused on, their subscribers and things like that. They don't really necessarily care about the other things the way that the other companies do, and that could change too. Sony could pivot. I don't see why they would anytime soon, but it just comes at the end of the day. It's just one of those things. Sully, do we have a voicemail?
We got one voicemail, and it's Omega.
We have a voicemail, which, by the way, you guys can send in voicemails anytime you want, man. That would be
the thing. I'll type it in the chat where you can send the voicemail soon. I'm gonna get this voicemail set up. I sent you guys an email if you guys want to listen to it. If not, you guys can listen to it live. So.
Yeah, it's such a delay though, but I do see it in my email, so I'll listen to it when you play it. Okay. Are you gonna play it? Are you gonna play it?
I'm ready. I got it up. Ready?
Let's hear Omega.
Here we go.
Let's hear it.
Omega.
Hey guys, what's going on? Crap, heard you're not doing so well, so well wishes to you, and I hope you get better soon. I don't necessarily want to talk about XO, but I generally want to talk about my thought process on where Xbox is going and how I don't personally agree with it. You're talking about someone who supported Xbox from day one with the original Xbox, the Xbox 360, and the Xbox One. You're talking about someone who went out to purchase their systems on launch night, waiting for them, and even their exclusives as well, when there were such things as launch nights with their exclusives, unlike now where you have digital and everything like that. But the most important thing that Xbox forgot is they forgot about me. They forgot about the hardcore gamer, and they forgot about maybe even you as well. They forgot about the people that brought them to the show. They forgot about the people that brought them to where they are today. And now they're just catering to a completely different audience, and they completely forgot about the person who brought them to the show in the first place. Crap, you're probably going to understand this reference. Mooch, feel free to turn off your head. But Microsoft has turned into the WWE of gaming. They completely abandoned their fans. They abandoned the people who brought them to where they are right now, and have a product that's catering to more towards children, and with their slogans, their t-shirts, and all that stuff as well. That's why a person like me, if I'm not getting something somewhere, I just go somewhere else. That's why, for instance, I go watch New Japan, or I'm watching AEW. But that's why now I'm on board with Sony. I see them and what they're pushing and how they want to make their blockbuster exclusives actually blockbuster exclusives. You don't go to Avengers Endgame and expect an animated movie. You expect the big blockbuster show. Now, I know some people might say, well, you have a Switch. No shit! But I expect those things from Nintendo. I don't expect those things from Microsoft. Microsoft has lost its way, and they lost me as a hardcore gamer. Anyways, I bid you adieu. That's a goodbye and good night.
And that was Omega.
That was a pretty good email, actually, or voicemail, excuse me. And see, this is the thing that I'm talking about. Okay, like he's feeling that Microsoft is trying to get casuals, and whenever they mention 2.5 billion gamers, that's exactly what they're talking about. The people that play Facebook games and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And so he's saying they're more maybe going after kids, and which is also true. Just look at the game. How can anybody disagree with that?
Yeah.
Right. How can anybody disagree with that when you look at the games they're announcing and the stuff that they're coming out with, right? Like for me, it makes even like Halo has now been reverted to a T-rated game. Markman says, so what does the hardcore gamer want? I think the hardcore gamer wants a good mix of games, but I feel like photorealistic or a hardcore realistic game, and I hate to compare it, but something that looks as good as The Last of Us, or it doesn't have to be exactly like that.
No, it doesn't have to be like that.
Their own action adventure game that looks like Tomb Raider, like that style of graphics.
Yeah.
Or, you know what I'm saying? Something like that. New IP is what people want. And I think that variety is something that Microsoft has completely missed out on this generation. So M Strong says he's definitely onto something. I agree 100%. Love that voicemail. Just thought that's really, really kind of, and again, like I consider myself a hardcore gamer, right? But, and people go, well, how can you like Medieval Concrete Genie? Well, it's because they gave me other stuff along the way. It's like Days Gone. That's a new AAA IP. It's not perfect, but hell, they're going to get a sequel. It sold so well. You know what I'm saying?
Listen, dude, I played that game to its entirety. And
I know you did every single side mission. God bless you, man. I couldn't do that.
Listen, I'm not selling that to anybody. Yeah. I'm just saying if you like the zombie genre, and I know like Sully, for example, does. I'm shocked. Yep. Sully, did you try Days Gone?
Not yet. I'm gonna get it on sale soon. I should go.
That's
buy
really
you can probably get it for $20. Yeah,
but like you're saying, crap. This is the thing. Like Concrete Genie's not. That's not like a Mooch classic. I can't wait. Right? But they took Concrete Genie and they sprinkled it between Death Stranding and Days Gone. And for me personally, those are two more photorealistic, right? Like grinding type of like playing the game through. One's a zombie apocalypse. One is another apocalypse, if you will. I don't want to, give it away to anybody or have any spoilers, but it's a different type of apocalypse and setting. Yeah. And then you have Concrete Genie, which is this like light, playful, almost like, but the thing is though, here's my thing about Concrete Genie crap. It's not cartoony, like per se Grounded, right? Yeah. Or Sea of Thieves. It's more in that it's kind of like cartoony blended with like, Infamous. Yeah. Remember how Infamous had those colors and like all of that, like when you're flying around neon. Yeah. It's a lot of that neon kind of real like glitz and glamour kind of look, which again, if that's not your bag, I'm not selling you on it. But when you sprinkle those types of games in between, you feel like you have a full assortment, a full variety of games to choose from.
Agree,
and with 100%. The Xbox, I don't necessarily feel that way. Yes, they threw Gears in there, but again, Gears, we kind of beat that subject.
Now, Nine Live says the problem is there's more casuals, which is true, but the hardcore that there are spend way more money on buying stuff than casuals. Yeah. Casuals get a couple games a year. Right. They're not going to be interested in a recurring subscription. So that's where I think Microsoft really kind of drops the ball there, right? Casuals will play Call of Duty or Madden, but someone like me or Mooch, I'm probably above the average hardcore, but I have like over 900 games on Xbox One now. And then on my PS4, I have something like 300. So like that's how many I have, and then just sitting like 360 games, I have like over 500 sitting on the shelf. Some of them not even opened yet, but I buy stuff just to support the developer and then still leave it in the wrapper or whatever. M Strong says if the initiative game is like the Outer Worlds graphically, they will never make an exclusive graphical powerhouse again. Which you're not wrong. Okay, here's the thing. They make stuff that can scale down and up and over here and over there, probably because they do have to support their old platforms for a long time. Now, Rice says, didn't Game Pass start in 2017? If services really bring in more money than game sales, how come Sony made more money in PSN in 18 alone than Microsoft's entire division? That's because Sony has such an install base that they sold, like people discount this or whatever, but over 1 billion pieces of software. So if you think about that, right, you can sell 1 billion pieces of software, and that's a lot of money. You know, they get 30% on the multiplats and 100% on the digital exclusives. So that's a huge piece of money, and you can't really discount that. You know, that's a large amount of money. Definitely something worth. Ned Flanders think I'm the definition of casual because I play some games.
Oh, well, then he's in the same as us. He says, Mooch, he goes, definition of casual. I said, wait, so I play hardcore. I play games all the time. Anytime I have free time, that's generally what I like to do. It's my pastime, my favorite pastime. And now I want to take these games and be competitive on the road with these hardcore games. Like playing Destiny or playing these other games in the future. I don't know any casual gamers that can't wait to take Destiny 2 on the road to keep up with everybody.
Hell, you were trying to take Dark Souls on the road. Like,
absolutely.
Good Lord. Yeah.
Absolutely. So, I mean, listen, it's actually the complete and utter opposite of casual when you're talking about what we're talking about, but that's fine. Whatever.
Hippie says when Ori when Ori looks grittier than most Xbox games.
Right.
Well, Nine Lives goes, look at Fortnite. Fortnite's a free game. Right. So, I mean, obviously that's going to attract people. But again, Xbox charges you to even play that. And then, you know, they rely on microtransactions. As far as I can tell, if Microsoft wants to release Halo and Gears in their game for free and do microtransactions, fine. Let that happen. You know what I'm saying? But I feel like it's insincere and wrong of them to do both the way that they're doing, right? They're selling their, and I know you can get Game Pass for $1 or whatever, but who cares? It's still a $60 game that they're trying to sell you. It's loaded down with microtransactions, and I think that's super much a ripoff for the people and stuff like that. Ned says, I didn't say you were casual. I said your definition is wrong. Buying multiple games doesn't make you hardcore. It's not just the games. I just think that it's the type of games. You know what I mean? Like I'll play almost any type of game. You know what I mean? And casuals will usually play like the popular game, like a Call of Duty or a Madden or a FIFA, right? And then that's pretty much it. Like I don't really see a lot of people, I don't see a lot of people, just casuals that I know. Some people I know will just play a lot of people that I know will play Apex Legends and Fortnite and, the free games over and over and over again, Like Sully, that man has 80,000 hours in State of Decay 2. Good Lord.
No, 700, close to 700. No, yeah,
God, Sully, what the hell are you
Come
doing
on,
in
Sully,
that game?
so many
I'm playing other games. I'm playing Call of Duty. I got almost 100 hours in the Modern Warfare already.
Nice.
How come Sully gets 36 hours in a day?
I don't know.
I don't sleep. I'll sleep when I'm dead.
You gotta ask the big guy for that one. What's going on?
I hear you, man. Damn, man.
I just got for 28 hours in a day. I need more time.
I agree, man. It's absolutely insane when you think about the number of hours. How many hours did you get into like Bard's Tale, man?
25 so far. I'm not done with it. It's pretty hard right now where I'm at. So yeah, about 25.
Oh, so you gave up, right?
It's not I give up. It's just I got frustrated. Then I jumped over to Modern
Bard's
Warfare.
Tale out?
Yeah.
Huh?
Sully, the new Bard's Tale's out?
Yeah, Bard's Tale 4. It's in Game Pass.
That's the only one worth playing out of the. Don't play the Bard's Tale trilogy.
That crap.
Yeah, you must have missed it. How, Mooch? How?
I don't know, but I don't know.
I like it. I like Bard's Tale 4, but the trilogy, I would skip that one. That one just feels way too dated. The Bard's Tale trilogy. Just skip that one and go straight to Bard's Tale 4. You'll be fine. So.
Yeah.
It's early. It's early crap, but we do have. Here it is. This is the end of November. We've only got, I think, another week before the Game Awards. I mean, knowing what you know, are you leaning towards one particular game winning?
I voted for Death Stranding.
I think Death Stranding will win.
The reason why I voted for Death Stranding
aside,
controversy aside, I just thought it was something newer and a little bit different.
Yeah.
As opposed to what the other candidates were kind of doing. You know, I felt like Control maybe didn't even deserve to be in there. The remake, even though I thought Resident Evil 2 remake was a really good game, I just felt like that's, you know, it's a remake, and I just don't feel like that maybe should have been included in the you know, in the running, in my opinion. You know what I'm saying? I'm not trying to say that it's not a good game or a great game. I didn't play Sekiro. You know, you apparently liked it. Did you ever beat that game, or did you not go back to it?
I did not beat that game, and shame on me.
Yeah, so you know what I mean? Like,
great game.
Yeah, it's like Outer Worlds. That's not even that's not my type of game at all.
That Stranding does it.
Outer Worlds.
How many hours did?
I think Sekiro would win. I do think that would be the one that would win.
How much time did you put into Outer Worlds, Sully?
50. I got 50 plus hours on it right now.
Did you beat it, or?
Yeah, I beat it. Of course, I beat it.
Oh, damn, nice.
I beat it. Yeah.
Nice. And what do you think about it? Do you think that's a full on? Do you think that's a full on like AAA game, or do you think that's like a more of like a almost AAA?
It was very similar to Fallout New Vegas, so I guess I say it is. It's just what do you call that? I like New Vegas. I think it's the best Fallout, and that's my opinion. But this game came close to it, and the storyline. And there's other planets that are not unlocked yet. I'm pretty sure they're gonna announce some type of DLC soon or next year, because you can't get to those planets yet. For some reason, I don't know. It's on there, but
wow, DLC. That's Microsoft. That's music to Microsoft's ears.
Absolutely.
I'm gonna buy it. I want to see what happens after.
I wonder, won't they give it to you for free since it's in Game Pass?
I hope so. I got the Game Pass Ultimate. I hope it's free.
Yeah, because I know, like State of Decay 2, they came out with these expansions, right? And they were gonna charge people for it. But then I guess like I got updated it, and I got them for free. And even though I never went back to that game,
to me because I bought the Ultimate Edition of State of Decay 2 because I knew it was going to be a hit.
Mr. Twister says Scarlett will destroy PS5. Stop with the fear mongering. I can see sarcasm right there. So yeah, you know, listen. I think that even no matter which one is more powerful, they're going to be really, really close or whatever.
Very close.
No, I'm definitely nowhere close to beating Death Stranding. Somebody just asked that in the chat. I'm only like 15 hours in, but you know, it takes me a little bit longer these days to do stuff. Plus, there's multiple games. Like I started Jedi, and that's good. I have the Ghostbusters remaster. I know that's odd to have, but I really like that game. So I'm kind of playing. I'm playing that here and there. I like that game. You know, it's fun. You know, and so, you know, I've also been playing some Modern Warfare. So there's a lot of stuff that's out that I'm kind of dabbling in back and forth. Mostly right now I've been playing Jedi a little bit. I always get these, you know, like indie games and stuff like that. So, you know, people are always like, here you go, crap. You know what I get offered a lot, Sully? Steam games. And I'm just like, nah.
Yeah, I get them a lot.
Like, nah. Like, dude, that's so funny to me, right? Like I probably could have a Steam library of like 500 games, because everybody's always like, you want this Steam game? And I'm like, I'm good. You know what I mean? Like, I don't even want it. You know, it could be.
I get them too. I don't. Yeah. I mean,
I give them. I give away 2 Steam keys a week because I keep.
I've seen people giving those away, though, Sully, and I'm not referring to you. And a lot of people are like, what is this? You know what I mean? And they're like, well, I told you it was just a small rinky-dink game, and they're like, you want to give it? You can give it away again if you want.
Yeah, give it away. Give it away. Failed Pyromancer says, when's Battletoads coming out? Hopefully, never.
The answer is who cares?
Yeah, who cares? Anybody but aside Xbox. Xbox over in the corner like, man, that Last of Us 2 looks like crap. I can't wait for that Battletoads. No, I love Xbox, but that was so funny on Crossfire, man.
It was funny. It was a great show.
Yeah, it was. Mr. Twister says, Death Stranding has surprised me 17 hours in. It's great. I told you, because I think he's one on Twitter who was like, what do you guys think? And we were both saying, hey, it's really, really good. It's not really what you think. The thing is this,
for everybody, I'll tell you that.
It's not. The world changes by the people that are playing it.
Yeah.
So it's different when you play it now. Like, I always thought that was weird with like reviewers and stuff. They review the game before people actually were able to kind of change what was going on or whatever.
Is how the world gets filled up with other players, right? Like other players contribute to your world. So if you were a review owner, and you know, props to them, that's great that they got the game free and they got it like 2 weeks in advance. The world was pretty desolate and empty. You know, there was none of that like player interaction or player feedback you're getting from everybody else, and the whole game is kind of built around that. So I do think that some of the early reviews, you guys got to kind of take that with a grain of salt. and understand that basically that I think they missed out on a sliver of the game that I think some people find it to be one of its unique traits that are memorable. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I agree 100%. I think that's like one of the best things about it. Right. So the fact that they're probably playing it with very little of that, again, I kind of point to the fact, the same thing, like, look, Sony kind of dropped the ball with a couple reviews of their games this year. And one of them was Days Gone, because reviewers were playing that before the day one patch. And remember, like, people were falling through the motorcycle, and, you know, there were all these kind of problems and stuff. Right. And so after the patch, that got much, much better. Like, I remember watching you on stream with Days Gone, and there was you couldn't get you couldn't get gas or something. The guy wasn't there. Yeah. So
I think that was a me problem, but
you had to leave the area and then come back or whatever, and then it was there or whatever. Like, little stuff like that, I think it can be expected in games. But when you look at a tentpole franchise like Gears of War 5, where I couldn't get Jack to go into place, he just stuck. You know what I mean? I couldn't progress the game. The things that I found never showed up. You know, like your XP that never shows up. Like that's a big tentpole that's your biggest franchise besides Halo. And for it to have so many issues like that, I just feel like that really showcases the problem. Plus, remember, we were told that this Gears had more time. They were taking risks. It was going to be so.
Yeah, I mean, unless you really want to say that the risks were the skiff, but I think the skiff felt thrown in. It really, like, that's not a memorable part of the game. Like, I'm not going to. What's the thing about Gears 5 that really locked you in? The skiff. Nah.
Yeah.
Nah.
Yeah, exactly. Really. Mr. Twister says Death Stranding is hard to recommend to people because you can't compare it to anything. Exactly. That's exactly my point.
That's why I kind of stay away from that. If somebody really, a lot of people have been DMing me saying, Mooch, tell me a little bit about it. We've had some great back and forth conversations. And then I tell them that's how I'm experiencing it. That's my feel in the game. It's really up to you. It's really unlike any other game I've really played. Yeah. So I got to be honest with you, Crap. It is. Shout out to Mr. Twister. That's a true statement. It's a hard sell. It's nothing like you can go, well, it's like this and it's like that. It's really not. It's not like anything really.
Ned Flanders says, is there microtransactions in Death Stranding? I don't believe there is.
I have not seen anything prompted in my way. I don't believe so. No.
Days Gone glitches aren't worthy of a 71. Gears 5 literally unplayable, but it gets an 85. Actually, I think it's an 84, isn't it? It's the same as Gears 4.
Yeah, it's an 84 right now. Last I saw, but then again, I haven't checked in a week or plus. So who knows?
Yeah. I mean, like, who knows? Like, I haven't been on that game in forever. Like, I might never go back to it. So, you know, it's just one of those things where, you know, you expect a little bit better out of it. Like, everybody was telling me this was going to be the real stamp of quality that Microsoft was going to put their studios on.
Yeah, this was going to be. This was it. This is how you could see where they're going forward. And you're like, okay.
Yeah, this is, you know, because they'd gotten, you know, the last games, let's be real, just weren't really well received in scores or anything like that. So I just felt like that was this was going to be the turning point. And the game, and then I see game, you know, like Battletoads, you just get a feeling is going to be really low rated. Hold on. 9 Live says, I guarantee Halo Infinite will be a 90 meta.
Stop.
Well, I wouldn't say that.
Careful.
You're gonna owe me, like, I'm willing to, you know, let's make this a little game trailers ish, right? Like, that dude bought me Death Stranding because he thought that Gears was gonna be a 95. Let's just look at the facts. Halo 5 is an 84. It had probably the worst campaign out of any of the Halo games.
Yeah.
And that's not to say they can't fix it, but let's also look at the trends. Reviewers tend to knock down a score for games that have a bunch of microtransactions, and that's just a fact. Halo Infinite's going to have a ton of microtransactions. They might be intrusive. Who knows? Microsoft might force crossplay with PC like they did with Gears, okay? Which you might go, oh, well, that's not a big deal. They don't let you turn that off on the non-ranked matches. So imagine if Halo does it. I never play ranked Halo because I suck. I enjoy having fun on it, but I never play ranked because I'm not that good. You're the same way, Mooch, right?
Right.
So imagine a world where we're playing unranked Halo and you're playing against people on a mouse and keyboard, right? Like, Microsoft is foolish enough to kind of do that. And I think that it's, you know.
Well, when you've seen companies like Epic with Fortnite and they give the option, right, to either toggle it off completely, or I think you can also have you can have the software actually sense what device you're playing off of, and it pairs you equally in that fashion. Microsoft has the tools to do all this. We've heard Mike Ibarra say it before. when he was still with Xbox. He said that we can do that. We will look into it. And of course, they went the route with, no, throw everybody in the same batch for the most part. There are a couple things you can toggle on and off, but the fact that Sea of Thieves still doesn't have that toggle on and off, I don't believe it does anyways. Yeah. Gears,
yeah. Like you would have thought, like that was my main concern. Remember how many times I brought that up, and they're like, "Yeah, we'll make sure we're gonna do it right."
Right.
Remember that?
Oh,
and
yeah.
it's like they're the only ones that don't do it right. Because if Call of Duty, you can turn it off, or it's done by input device. Fortnite the same way.
Yeah.
It's like even with Sea of Thieves, you can't really disable it. Like they say you can, but if there's trouble finding matches, they'll throw you in with PC anyway.
Right.
So it's like it's just one of those things that's going to be a little bit of a hold on. Dual Purpose says 9 lives response, but Phil said, "Hey, dude, listen. I'm not like Phil would be probably a great head of EA, okay, or Ubisoft or a third-party company because he's got a third-party mentality. I don't think he's a great like console leader guy. You know what I mean? He wants everybody to play anything, no matter what device."
Well, it's interesting, too. You think
where
about
they're at.
Right. You think about where Phil's background and his pedigree comes from. He was a game developer, right? And then he was in charge. So he wants, coming from his background, I get it, crap. He wants games to be everywhere, played everywhere, shared by everybody, right?
Yeah.
Seen all over the world. That coming from a game developer, that you ask any developer of games, they want their games on every platform, right?
Yeah,
crap?
they do. Yeah.
Right. More money. Yeah. Absolutely. More visibility. So I get that. But I like your point there where now you got to take Phil out of that area and now plunk him into a seat where he's got to make money for his particular console and sell this and that. But the thing is, I got to stand back. I don't blame Phil as much as others do because I think in order for Phil and Xbox to exist in Microsoft's plans, Satya Nadella told him, you will put this with Azure, you will do these services, you will make games playable everywhere and accessible, and you will do a subscription-based gaming platform. So what I'm saying to you guys is, I don't really know how much, Phil's the head of Xbox, but realistically speaking, he's he's reenacting and just coming out and really just the face behind the curtain is Satya Nadella. He's running this show, not Phil.
I mean, Phil had to probably do a lot of quick talking and, hey, we can turn it into a service and this kind of stuff. You know what I mean? And it's like, the times are changing. Well, what's going to change? I guess we'll have to wait and see. I think if they can do great games, they'll be okay. But can they prove? They have a lot of proving to do. It's like, oh man, White Knight 5. He says Crackdown 3 was great. You got to be joking. Ned Flanders says Halo Master Chief Collection coming to PC December 3rd. I see lots of hype. In my opinion, I think this will kill Halo 6 sales on PC, especially as they're rolling them out. Thoughts? I think Halo will be big on PC because that community has been wanting Halo for a long time now, right? So I do think that the PC crowd makes more sense for Halo than it does Gears. I never understood Gears going to PC. So, it's going to be very interesting. Enrico mentions that it's extremely difficult to get a 90 on Metacritic. Spider-Man only got an 87. Yeah, again, also, look how many Halos there's been. It's very long in the tooth. You got people quitting. It's just really, really going to be difficult. I think, I would temper expectations to the mid 80s again, to be honest with you. That's my opinion anyway. So we're an hour and a half in.
We're
there. You guys have been great. Barry Pig Plums, what's up, dude? He says, how you doing? I appreciate you, man. Look, the show rolled, man. I think we brought a lot of energy today. If you guys like what you see, we'll be back next week. Thank you to all the new subscribers, all the people that did the super chat and to support us. You can support us on Patreon. We thank you guys. Hit the like button. Maybe we can get over 200 likes.
Let's go.
There's still over 300 watching, so we appreciate it. Sully, thank you very much.
Yo,
take us out, man. Take us out.
Peace.
Peace. Have a good one.
MNC is MNC. He gon' rack it up, get your game on, and he gon' bag it up. Y'all know what mooch on, mooch and crap, mooch and crap, mooch and crap, mooch and crap. It's that time to get ready for the MMC show. Grab your coffee or your liquor, cause we ready to roll. They talking games, plus some gadgets, and you already know. Dial that number, leave them questions, and away they go. Be a pony or a bot, the truth be it don't matter. We just gamers talking games, not those drama queens matters. So let's talk about gaming, news, leaks, and reviews. This a fan show on whatever topic y'all choose. True Xbox fans, and y'all know we bleed green. Yet we got every console we can play, everything. Got that Forza, got that Halo, got that Fallout, got that Kratos, got that Zelda, got that Spidey, got that AC, got it Ike, mooch and crap, mooch and crap, mooch and crap, mooch and crap. We just talking about games, no drama. That's how we do. MMC stays a show just for the people. Nostalgia is a hell of a drug to be a fiend to. Gaming is the #1 hobby we all keen to. Mooch and crap, bringing gaming opinions and facts. MMC is back on the map. It's the best for sure, and that's that. It's M and C. It's M and C. It's mooch and crap. It's mooch and crap. MMC is back.